Thank you, Governor Snyder and Representative Olson, Representative Zorn. This is my second visit to Pure Monroe, as I understand this community is called. It's my third visit to Monroe, but I spoke in this hall about a year ago and met with President Nixon then, and at that time the Michigan-Canada trade relationship was about $63 billion, and it's now grown to $70 billion. It's the most important trade relationship that Canada has, and it's the most important relationship that Michigan has. And so when you speak of partnership, I think the numbers substantiate the importance of the partnership. I saw a sign outside that said, "Forget the bridge, we want health care." Canada's not proposing to pay for your health care. But Canada is proposing to pay for our bridge. And Prime Minister Harper, when he was here and met with the governor in Windsor and in Detroit on Friday a week ago, signed an agreement that our Prime Minister called the most important infrastructure project in North America. He said it's an investment that Canada's prepared to make in the manufacturing future of this region. He said it was the most important project that will be completed while he's Prime Minister. And he leads a conservative majority government, and he's not going anywhere soon. So he's clearly anticipating that this will be the signature infrastructure achievement of his prime ministership. I sat across from this gentleman through several negotiations toward that agreement, and I can tell you that in addition to being a courageous leader and a visionary leader and clearly an incorruptible leader, he's also a formidable negotiator. This is an agreement that most people, I think, would be happy to score for their state. It's not something that we do often, but we regard this as a win-win opportunity. The governor has talked about some of the particulars. Let me just emphasize for you or underscore for you that this is something that comes with no liability to the state of Michigan. This fellow, this formidable negotiator, has secured an arrangement whereby Canada will front the costs of the bridge, bear all liability. If it costs more than expected, it's on Canadian taxpayers' shoulders. If revenues from the bridge, from tolls, are less than expected, it's on Canadian taxpayers' shoulders. We think this is a good deal, by the way. And the governor has secured for Michigan equal control, equal ownership, equal control of the construction and of the operations of the bridge, and an equal share in the revenues, the long-term revenues from the bridge. And let me tell you that on a bridge built to last 125 years, as this one will be, as compared to bridges built in the 1920s that were supposed to last 50 years, the revenues after the builder is paid and after Canada is paid for its $550 million for the interchange should total between $3 and $4 billion between year 45 or 50 and year 125. That's Michigan's share. Canada will also receive between $3 and $4 billion. That's free money in a sense that you assume no liability, you put nothing down, and yet 50 years, starting 50 years from now through year 125, I tell you, you want to have this fellow negotiating on your behalf. This is something that has regional importance. I doubt that anybody in Michigan is likely to be told by folks in Ohio or Indiana how they should put priority on things, maybe particularly not people in Ohio. But the Ohio State Senate, the Ohio State House, the Indiana State House, the Indiana State Senate have all in the last 7 months unanimously passed resolutions calling on Michigan to proceed with this project. Funny what can happen when there are no television commercials that are run in a state. It's also the case, indeed. It also underscores that they have a stake. Indeed, there are a lot of states that have a stake in the importance of this. I read this morning, Governor, In a publication in Washington, an academic originally from Michigan, Chris Sands, he's at the Hudson Institute, he said that if Al-Qaeda had really wanted to cripple the U.S. economy, instead of bringing down the World Trade Center, they would have figured out a way to bring down the Ambassador Bridge. That's how important this is to our two economies. Just one other thought. The Detroit Free Press on the 17th of June, 2 days after the agreement, ran an editorial saying, saying Canada believes in Michigan. And indeed, they got it right. We do, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have taken this risk. The second paragraph of that editorial, I'll paraphrase, was it would seem that Canadians believe more in Michigan than most Michiganders do, which, that could be true, but if it is, it's kind of ridiculous. You have every reason to believe in yourselves. You're soon going to have some world-class new infrastructure, but you have world-class companies. You own the geography that allows you to be the hub for transportation and logistics for goods from Michigan to the world. You've got all of the trained labor force that you could possibly want and more coming out of great institutions all of the time. So we think that you should join us in believing as much in yourselves as what we clearly believe in you. And one way to signal that might be this November. There will be, it would seem, a constitutional amendment proposal that's on the ballot. Legally, that likely has no significance. We believe, Canada believes, that we've entered into a jurisdiction that has the legal ability to implement the agreement, just as you believe we have the legal ability. But wouldn't it be great if Michiganders stood up and said, enough of the stunts, let's move on, let's look forward, let's tell the world, tell Canada, and maybe even tell yourselves that you have a very strong and impressive future under visionary leadership, and you should be proud of that future and seize the opportunity that the bridge offers. Governor, thank you for this opportunity.